news from elsewhere with real implications for our lives here in Ghana. You may have seen some news articles which point to Nigeria's economy on a heavy decline, with some news outlets describing it as a recession. Well, some headlines have read, South Africa's Sun International leaves Nigeria on weak economy. Also, Nigeria's economy slides into recession in the second quarter of 2016. Now, you may be thinking, okay, how does this affect us here in Ghana? Well, we will be engaging a Nigerian trader in just a moment, but one place where this is beginning to manifest as a direct reaction is the influx of Nigerians in the Ghanaian retail business. It has long been a problem, but now it's beginning to bite a bit harder. Joy, this is Maxwell Agbawa, has been engaging the mood at the busiest retail street here in Accra, Tiptoe Lane, and now reports.
Nigerian economy is struggling to stay afloat. Ghana has become the next destination. Now we are here at Tiptoe Lane, and Tiptoe Lane has become the business melting point. So when you come here, you find Nigerians, you find Ghanaians, you find Chinese people all doing business together here. But the majority of people that you find also doing business here are Nigerians. Here we are at Tiptoe Lane, and we're going to have an interaction. We are here to actually meet Victor and Amadou, a Nigerian and a Ghanaian here, all doing business at the same place. We're going to have an interaction with them to find out what business has been like and whether they are, there's some kind of unfair competition going on, as has been speculated in some sections of the media, and also concerns being raised by the Ghana Union Traders Association. I have Amadou here with me, and then Victor is also here with me. Charlie, what's up?
Sometimes the business used to slow. It comes slow. You understand? Yeah.
But would you attribute the slow pace of business to the fact that you have some Nigerians and other nationals here doing business with you together? So there's some kind of unfair competition.
Unfair competition. So, like, I don't know. Come on.
Yeah. Would you say business has slowed down because you have some Nigerians here who are equally doing what you are doing?
Yeah. Because actually, they used to come closer to us. We can't just sack them. You see, so so if you just want to drive them away, I think maybe the Almighty God will bring you down. That's why I said the business is coming slow. No. We have Nigerians here. Yeah, so we can't just actually do something. Yeah.
But are you excited as a Ghanaian? I mean, you are in your home country and they have come and they are doing business here with you. Are you excited about it?
No.
You're not happy about it?
Yeah.
Why are you not happy about it?
Because sometimes most of the Nigerians, they used to maybe, they want to quarrel with us, you understand? So, which you don't understand. Most of the Ghanaians, they used to maybe, if they see some of the Nigerians doing actual more business past them, so their mind used to change. You understand? Actually, I have a container. This guy is beside me. He's doing more business than me. I can even say, oh, don't stand behind me, or I will quarrel with him. You understand?
The Ghanaian traders here sometimes do quarrel with the Nigerian people.
Yeah, like
you have misunderstandings sometimes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now let me come to you. This is Victor.
Yeah, Dr. Momosa.
Dr. Momosa. Tell me, you are Nigerian and you've come to Ghana to do business. What exactly motivated you to come to Ghana to come and do business?
The reason why I came to Ghana to do business is God that directed me to come to Ghana. I didn't come Ghana on my own. It's the will of God for me to be in Ghana. So that's the reason why I'm in Ghana.
Okay. But why didn't the will of God also direct you to do business in Nigeria?
No, you can't predict the mind of God, because when God sent Jonah to go and deliver the message in Nineveh, so God knows that he will be in that land he is to deliver the message, but God sent him somewhere to go and deliver a message. So that's the will of God for me to come.
I want us to juxtapose what it is like doing business in Nigeria and what it is like doing business here in Ghana. I'm sure you've tried other businesses in Nigeria before you moved here to Ghana. So tell me, what was it like when you were doing business in Nigeria? What was it like? Was business thriving? Was business going well for you back in Nigeria, or is it better here in Ghana?
Business is going well in Nigeria for me. I'm doing well in Nigeria. Even in Ghana here, I'm doing well also. Because the Bible says, here's that man in the book of Proverbs.
Okay, so when you're comparing Nigeria to Ghana, which one is better? Doing business, would you say doing business here in Ghana is better than doing business in Nigeria?
The both is okay. I can't classify that this one is better and this one is not better. The both maybe I'm doing fine in Nigeria and I'm doing well in Ghana here also.
What do you make of some calls by some Ghanaian traders that, the Nigerian traders are giving us unfair competition? It is not good for them to be doing business together with us. We think they have taken all our businesses from us. What do you make of that talk by some Ghanaian traders? Some Ghanaians,
okay, yes. But what I want to say is that every Ghanaian have to understand that business is all about your wisdom. Do you understand? So it's not that maybe we do more business than them. There are most of Ghanaians, they are doing a lot of business in Ghana here too. It's not that maybe the Nigerians, they are more better than them. Because the Bible says, yes, that in a man his own diligent in his own business. Understand? He will stand before great men. So maybe sometimes the way I see Ghanaians, they are doing their business. I maybe to my own observation, I see that maybe they are not serious. They are not serious.
So you are saying that you Nigerians have a lot of strategies to make your businesses thrive, and the Ghanaians are lacking that strategy. So it's not good for them to shift the blame onto you and say that you are the ones making their businesses collapse.
Yeah, there is no Nigerian that is making their business collapse, because like the way I understand, like the way I see in Ghana here, sometimes if like maybe there is any rainfall, do you understand? If just like a rainfall, you see Ghana man will say weather bring himself. Ghana man will not like to go to work. Do you understand? Maybe if there is a heavy rainfall. But back days in Nigeria, if it is rainfall, like even rain, if we have 7 days rain, you see a Nigerian man, you will wear a raincoat to make sure you go to his work, to earn a lot of money. Do you understand? So sometimes if there is a rainfall, they will say, oh, weather bring himself, oh, I can't go to work, oh, there is a rain, blah, blah, blah.
So now when, let's say there's a directive from Guta or from anybody to get you out of this country to go and do or to go and ply your trade in your home country, how do you feel about that?
Yeah, if I hear it from the Lord, I will obey, because obedience is better than sacrifice. I will obey. But if for men, it's not something I can obey, because man is not God. You know, man can give you wrong direction, but God is one who can give you right direction.
Yeah, sell phone accessories.
Phone accessories. So why didn't you sell the phone accessories in Nigeria, but you chose Ghana?
That is the way God wants it, and that is the way I found it.
Okay, I'm sure you've tried other things in Nigeria. Tell me, back in Nigeria and then here in Ghana, what has the experience been like, so far? Are you enjoying what you're doing? Is your business thriving? Are you getting more customers? Are you making more money than you make in Nigeria?
The time I was in Nigeria, the time I was doing business in Nigeria, everything was moving well as well. And here I'm in Ghana, here I'm doing business, everything too is moving well. And I can't say that the time I'm in Nigeria is more better than here in Ghana, but the both is good.
What is it like doing business here with Nigerians? Are you cool about it? Do you feel comfortable?
Well, you see, what I observe in business is supposed to be competitive, and under the economic of West African states, we are known that everybody can participate whatever he or she can do to develop the place he is. So before maybe the strangers come in here, I think our own people also are not holding the market very strong. That brings the space for strangers to come and also compete with them, but I don't feel they dominate. I feel it's competitive.
If Nigeria come Ghana, Nigeria almost import goods come Ghana, can sell to gain more money. You see? So if you saw a Ghana man to go Nigeria, go import goods come Ghana to sell. If you go Nigeria to, you go see Ghana people who they there to hustle. So we all be one, we Africa. So it cannot come let me know today say they go pursue Nigeria man for Ghana, say Nigeria man come they take shop than things.
Okay.
If you get shop, Nigeria go rent your shop. If you Ghana man get money, you go rent shop.
Would you say that doing business here is better than doing it in Nigeria?
No, no be so. Everywhere business day, Nigeria business going normal. So Nigeria people in Nigeria to do business for there. The one way wise they come Ghana do business. You know, not be all Nigeria people from Nigeria come Ghana do business. Like me, I not be Nigeria.
Well, that's Maxwell trying to gauge the mood at the tiptoe lane. That's where you find a good mix of Ghanaian and Nigerians in the retail business, really slugging it out for the same customers on a day-to-day. Already, we know the effect of the economy in Nigeria. Many of them trade with us here in the country. But it opens up two boxes that we want to interrogate today. First, the issue of the trickle-down effect of the Nigerian recession on Ghana's economy, and also the subplot of the retail business and what my friend Saguta will say, the influx of foreigners into that business, how it's really crippling Ghanaians. We'll look at these two in just a moment. But joining us in the studio to help us in this discussion is Mr. Benjamin Yeboah. He is the National Executive Member of the Ghana Union of Traders Association. Thank you, Mr. Yeboah, for joining us today.
Thank you very much.
To my extreme left is Mr. Edu Owusu-Sarkodie. He is an economist with the Institute for Fiscal Studies. Thank you, sir, for joining us today.
You're welcome, my brother.
I would want to start with you because we are looking at the Nigerian picture of the recession and its trickle-down effect on Ghana. First of all, what is the simple impact that recession has on Ghana's economy?
Well, I think that Nigeria is the most populated country in Africa, and therefore any impact, any downward economic impact in the economy will have serious implications on their demand for our exports. So Nigeria is a larger market. So obviously when they experience this economic decline, their incomes are going to go down and they are not likely to demand as much as our exports as possible. So that will be the first effect. The significant one that we are all seeing, which I'm sure that's one of the reasons why Britain exited from the European Union, they are trying to exit, is because of migration. As of now, because of ECOWAS, I can use my Ghanaian passport to travel to Nigeria. Mm-hmm. The same way the Nigerian can use the ECOWAS passport to travel to Ghana without any restrictions. So migration effect is not what we are seeing. The fact that they come and compete with us, the fact that the Nigerian unemployment as we speak is about 12.1% of their population. If they have a population of about 175 million, and even if it's 10%, you are talking about 17 million people in Nigeria who are unemployed. A majority of them may find their ways into the country. Remember, Ghana also experienced something in the 80s, and we went there. We're talking about Ghana must go, remember?
Exactly.
So it is what is happening now. Their migration into our economy. The migration, if it is skilled labor into our economy, it would have been something beneficial. But if it is unskilled labor, right now they are coming to compete with us, the limited jobs that are available on our markets. My brother here we're even having a discussion before we go here about the retail services.
Yeah.
The few shops selling mobile phones, selling simple items, watch, T-shirts and so on and so forth. We have these same Nigerians coming to compete with us, selling the same items, coming to displace Ghanaians of the limited available job opportunities. So that is a problem we have now. I think we need to document their migrations, whatever it is, and make sure that those who have good character will find themselves in Ghana probably, but people who do not have good character. If they good character, I mean, this 419 thing, defrauding activities and all that. If these individuals find themselves in the country, that is going to be a big problem. But there's a positive side of this. You see, Ghana and Nigeria, we have a lot in common, and I'm sure we'll go into details. But let me put this positive thing. If the Nigerian economy is not doing well, and the Ghanaian economy is doing well, we are likely to have investment inflows from the Nigerian investors, and that's a positive sign. That is if they choose to invest in the country. There are impacts on the Ghana Stock Exchange. I'm sure when the discussion comes on,
okay, we'll delve into that in some more detail. But I know from Mr. Yeboah, his peculiar concern will be about the space you have in the retail business and what you will call the influx of Nigerians in that space. In the past 6 to 8 months, when we saw the Nigerian economy decline, have you seen its corresponding effect in the retail markets? Have there been more and more Nigerians entering the market these days?
Yeah, thank you very much. Yes, of course, they have been coming in. A lot of them have been coming in, and that is raising that temperature around our ends. And that has caused all these hula balloon. Because, see, we've been complaining about this situation. Why? Because look at the population you mentioned, 175 million. If 175 million, just a quarter of it decide to come down here and do their trading here, definitely we are going to have a problem, especially if they are not skilled. So they come and do what we call boja boja. They also come and they do what we are doing. The sad aspect is we visited. You put up
the reports from
Tiptoe Lane. We were there about 5-6 months ago with a GIPC crew. Now we went there to look at what was really going on, and we are amazed to find that most of them, in fact, plenty of them were selling on tabletops, and they knew nothing about what we are talking about GIPC. They've never heard of GIPC. In fact, even majority have not even registered with anything. They only just take these tickets from AME. Is it a problem? And so if you have a situation like this, when nothing is being done to check, and majority of them are coming in to displace the place designated for Ghanaians, and that is what the GIPC Act says. We have markets designated for Ghanaians. Nigeria had a list which they placed a ban on, from people denying people from bringing those items into Nigeria to safeguard their industries. So if you have what do you call it, an act which is actually sort of helping the Ghanaian to grow in his space, and then we allow every Tom, Dick and Harry to come in without anyone coming to our aid. What are we doing?
But again, some will say that if the West African sub-region has become a regional economic bloc, and there is space for free trade, including people like these who are struggling in Nigeria, who are looking for greener pastures elsewhere, instead of complaining about they entering your market, why not make it competitive and get the edge over them?
See, we have the ECOWAS Treaty. What does it say? It gives them 90 days to come in and do whatever trading and go back. The same with us. We can go there and do that. But the law says if you decide to stay and do business on a permanent scale, then you have to go by what the law says. That is why we have the GIPC laws, which tells you what to do, where you have to, register, do this, do that, the do's and don'ts. They are there. So if the person comes in and he wants to just trade, bring his item, they used to do that in the 80s. I remember Nigerians come to Ghana, they bring their goods, they supply to the shops, collect their money.
But you also appreciate the peculiar times we're in. Nigeria's economy struggling for most parts of this year. People are finding ways to survive. Is that not enough reason for you to say, much as we have concerns about your operations, we will live with you for the time being till things stabilize, and then we can kick you out?
Are you sure we'll be able to live with them for the time being, and then things stabilize and they go back? No. The thing is that so far as we have lost, well, I'm not sure if we go to Nigeria, we will decide to do whatever we want when it comes to the trading aspect. Since they are here, let us try. See, the fear is that, like I said the last time, we are on a time bomb. Because their population is huge, and now they are everywhere, name it. You just went to Circle, go to Newtown, they are dislodging those in the paper products, they are moving them out. Go to Kantamanto, go to in fact, in Kantamanto, last 2 years when we went there to check, can you believe they had the nerve to try to attack us, even with the police people around, and they had to call back up. You see how the thing goes. So tomorrow, if you're having about 70 million here, how many are we?
Our population is 27.
Yes, and we say hey, and they say hey. You see what? It's just not going to be trading aspect. It's not going to be a good problem.
Okay, we'll come back to what happened to that plan by the the Trade and Industry Ministry on this issue to do with foreigners engaging in the retail market and what's become of that decision to help in clearing that up. But Mr. Osusa Akwadia, much as we speak about the matter to do with the retail business, let's look at the broader picture here. You mentioned that there are some positives in there when it comes to this Nigerian recession and what it can do to Ghana. Let's delve a bit more into it. What are some of the specifics that, for anyone who's watching and thinking, how do I get opportunity out of this crisis? What is it?
I think the opportunities for Ghanaians is quite limited right now. Now that we do not have any rules to check in their migration into our country, it is a bit difficult because of ECOWAS, but we can still do a lot to control. If you want to stay in Ghana to work, you need a permit. And we must document everything. We must let them go through the process. and register their businesses. Nobody is stopping. We are not saying on this platform that we will not allow any Nigerian to come, but we are saying that if they decide to come, they must go through the process. They must register their businesses. They must receive permit from the ministry or whichever agency is in control here. But in talking about the positive side and negative side, like I said, if an investor has been investing or wants to invest in Nigeria, and because of this economic crisis that they are going through, the investor may decide to divert the investment to another country. And
which areas are most likely for a Nigerian investor to look in Ghana and say, this is a good spot?
Exactly. We can talk about the financial sector. You talk about the Ghana stock exchange. There's a cross stock exchange trade between Ghana and Nigeria. So if an investor would want to buy shares of a bank in Nigeria, and because of the problems, the investor can decide to buy shares of the banks in Ghana. We have UBA and Zenith and other banks, from Nigeria being operating here, and therefore the investor would want to establish such banks in the country if they think that establishing such banks or similar banks in Nigeria will not be positive. But you see, this is the few items that I can pick in terms of the positive side, and the negative sides are quite enormous. We talked about, so let's break it into the middle class or the middle skilled, the lower, the middle, and the upper. When there is a migration of the upper skilled, the highly skilled into our country, it will be beneficial to us because they would teach us a lot of things that they are doing, and they will add to in case they do not compete us out of the limited jobs. But
unfortunately, many of them are coming as unskilled.
The middle class, my major problem is rent. Now, if the middle class, as for the lower class, I don't know where they stay, but the middle class, if you go to East Legon right now, there are so many Nigerians. There's a place we call Ajayon in American House. You go to Sun City where I stay. There are so many Nigerians around, and they have, contributed to this increment in rent. Because if you're the Ghanaian, you're not able to pay whatever the landlord is charging you, and the Nigerian is ready to pay
over and above that.
Yes.
Okay, let me quickly pick the thoughts of Chief Isaac Chigbata. He's a Nigerian trader joining us on the line from Nigeria for more to help us appreciate how bad the recession picture is in the West African country. Thank you, Isaac, for joining us today. Isaac, good afternoon to you.
Yeah,
Chief Isaac, good afternoon.
Yes. Hello.
Yes, Chief Isaac, good afternoon. Thanks for joining us here on the program.
Good afternoon, please. Good afternoon to our viewers.
Great.
Actually, I'm happy out of your program, and my greeting to our brother, the Ghana brother, and all Nigeria communities in Ghana. My greetings to Asia State community in Ghana.
Okay, Chief Isaac, I'm asking specifically about how the Nigerian recession is affecting you as a businessman. How bad is it?
You mean how Nigerians are doing what?
Are responding, Nigerian businessmen like you are responding to the very difficult times for your economy. How bad is the situation?
Yes, that is what I want to let our brothers, Ghanaians, know that Nigerians in Ghana, many of us have been in Ghana for many years. We cherish Ghana a lot. Ghana, we love Ghana because Nigeria and Ghana is like a brother and sister. In anything we are doing in Ghana today, we are more valued, contributing more than any other countries, like the Lebanese, all those particular Obroni, all those people, they cherish even more than Nigeria.
Chief Chigbata, I'm asking specifically about you as a businessman in Nigeria, the state of the economy, and how you are managing, how difficult it is to trade in your country.
Yes, that is what I'm saying. Listen, we have been moving from region to region, educating our brothers and enlightening them and informing them to actually respect the laws and the rules in Ghana. Actually, I'm very, very surprised at the Guta, our brothers in the market. Any election year, they wanted to just bring something political to draw the government into this Nigeria and Ghana issue.
But is that also, okay, well, sorry, Chief, isn't it also true that when it comes to Nigerians and their involvement in the retail business, they are not going about the regulations as they should?
Hello?
Chief Isaac, I'm saying that in as much as you think that this matter is being raised with a certain political tinge, is it not also true that when it comes to how you enter the retail market, it is not being done properly by your relatives and your natives from Nigeria?
There is a lot of Ghanaians in Nigeria. We have a bylaw. We have a bylaw, my brother. Like I said even 4 years ago, I don't know a Ghanaian. I'm a civil servant. I work as a police officer at the international airport. Nobody knows a Ghanaian in Nigeria. Nobody drives a Ghanaian. Nobody. What we know is a white man. So Nigeria issue, lock-up issues, is just people to use this as political. And my question to my fellow Ghanaian is, why is it every election year they are repeating issue of driving Nigerian, locking up for shop and other things? So that issue shouldn't come now when there is too much tension in the country about the election. So we don't want a situation they want to drag a Nigerian into politics.
All right. Chief Isaac Sigwata, thank you for your time this afternoon. He's a Nigerian trader. He also does a lot of work here in Ghana, trading in this country. Let me come back to the studio and engage Mr. Yeboah and Mr. Osusakodi on the issues relating to the Nigerian recession and what can be done to ensure that even though there's a trickle-down effect, it can be managed, be it positive or negative. Mr. Yeboah, you've already mentioned that the framework had been put in place between you and GIPC to ensure that foreigners, to put it broadly, engaging in the retail business will be moved out. Is there any progress being made in that regard?
Yes, I think this really will even educate our brother who just spoke. You see, the point is, we've been doing this well over 10 years on this very issue of foreigners engaged in the retail trade. In fact, just about 2 years ago, we had the third in the series of task force, and they went around, which likely I was involved, trying to streamline things. And we went to areas that had some of his members there, the Nigerians there. And we tried to find ways and means of regulating their businesses here. Because, I mean, you can't be in a system where you are even doing worse things than the Ghanaian, where you don't register your business at all, you don't pay any taxes. Then what is that? So we felt, look, we should regulate it. And secondly, we should try as much as possible to check the influx, because if they come in so much and with the little financial muscle they have, they're able to displace the Ghanaian. In Circle, for instance, we had about every 5 shop or containers you see, there are 4 Nigerians in various shops and 1 Ghanaian in you see. So you
running similar businesses.
Similar businesses. So the ratio was just bad. Now with GIPC, we've had series upon series of meetings with them and trade. In fact, the last time we had some of our members going through some sort of legal training to get them equipped with what really should be done. After that, we went around with GIPC members to see what can be done. We've written letters to GIPC trying to meet Maunya, who is the head of GIPC. Unfortunately, for the 2 occasions that we wrote to them, she's not granted us audience.
Okay.
So that is the problem we are facing, because now we don't really know what is going on.
But again, Mr. Yeboah, I listened to you, and I mean, we can share in the concerns you've had for the past 2 years about the influx, the lack of regulation for the small space of market you have. But again, some will say in the midst of the crisis, is there anything you're also doing in being innovative to still stay in business, stay ahead of the pack, while you wait for government to sort out the infiltration, for want of a better expression?
The thing is, it's survival of the fittest now. Unfortunately for the Ghanaian, you realize what the economic situation is. The economic situation is the interest on loans. Sadly, now look at the non-performing loans, because why I don't know, might be the economy is not doing that well. Because of that, the banks are not even giving out credits. Now, even if you need credit from the bank, you should put up upfront about 150% of collateral before you get the loan. So it makes it even more difficult. Should you even get a loan, look at how much they are charging. It's around 36% per annum. So it makes it even difficult for you to try and strive and make it. And therefore, as I'm trying to struggle to make it, and there are other forces coming in to give that unfair, space, unfair ground, then it makes it even extra difficult to push. That is where then our people become very agitative. Master, what are you leaders doing to help? Because I'm struggling, I'm not getting the needed capital to push my business. And unfortunately, someone also comes outside with some muscle, because you don't know where he got his funds. Or are we telling the Ghanaian to move outside the sector, outside Ghana, and look for funds outside? I mean, at least for once, Ghanaians should be given that professional treatment to safeguard their space. Otherwise, where are we going?
Okay. Mr. Osu-Sarkodie, you've heard Mr. Yeboah and his point about preserving that space for them. But if you look at the context of what we are faced with now, another country's economy in crisis, the people in there are looking for options in some way, somehow, never mind, they've been around for quite some time. How do you fix this challenge in ensuring that, he calls it a time bomb, it doesn't take an overblow?
Yeah, I think that we should put this in context. And then Ghana and Nigeria have been trading for a long time.
Yeah.
We have that relationship. And there's this fear that Nigerians think that what they did to Ghanaians in the 80s, we are likely to do that to them. Now, that fear shouldn't be there. We are only saying that, Ghana first. I think when the young Africans had the opportunity to meet President Obama, Shamima Muslim of Ghana asked him if he was willing to do something for Africa, even if it's at the expense of Americans. President Obama said that America first. He sworn the Constitution to protect Americans. Ghana first. Ghanaians first. We must protect Ghanaians. We must protect Ghanaian businesses. If the foreigner wants to work here, there are Ghanaians working outside there. They don't just wake up one day and go and work there. They have to obtain permit. There are regulations. So in Ghana here too, they must obtain permit. They should be regulated. We must protect Ghana first. Look, there are just 640,000 Ghanaians who are unemployed. 640,000. We are talking about millions of people in Nigeria. So even if just 1 million, I'll mention about 17 million, if just 1 million of that find themselves in the country, that's going to be a big problem. So that's how big the situation is. We must protect Ghanaians in whichever way.
And who should lead that charge?
I think the Ministry of Trade, the Ghana Trade Union, investment, all those agencies should be involved in, to tackle this issue. Ghana first, and we must protect Ghanaian business.
Okay. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for your time this afternoon. Mr. Edu Osu-Sarkodie is an economist with the Institute for Fiscal Studies to my extreme left, joining us this afternoon for this conversation. Also, I had Mr. Benjamin Yeboah, the National Executive Member of GUTA, the Ghana Union of Traders Association. Thank you, gentlemen, for your time this afternoon. I'm sure that the conversation will continue on the effects of the Nigerian recession on Ghana's economy. We'll go for a quick break now. When we come back, the biomedical laboratory technicians, or the scientists, the strike is beginning to affect even blood supply in hospitals. It's getting worse. We'll bring you details after the break. Stay with us.